Hello. It is time again for Innativity Live, and it is today the 14th of April, which means only one thing. It is exactly 2 months after Valentine's Day. But that's not why we're here. It is also the day before World Creativity and Innovation Week, which begins tomorrow, the 15th of April, and runs for, yes, you got it right, a week. It runs for an entire week, and then on the 21st, which is the seventh day of that week, it is World Creativity and Innovation Day. So it is the most festive time in the year for creativity and innovation, which, as you know by now, is something we care about here. So today, we have an incredibly special guest. His name is Dr. Jim Friedman, and he is the Chief Steward of World Creativity Innovation Week and Day. He has two jobs on top of his other jobs. But before I introduce Jim, I want to show you the video that celebrates World Creativity and Innovation Week and Day. So here it is. It's coming up right now. I have to just click on something, and then you'll see it. Here it comes. Boom. Oh, you'll want the sound too. I am, oh, it's starting again. Look at, what's nice is that the cycling I am, and it's still going now because I left this, Jim, on the website rather than full screen so we could see the website, because we're going to talk about that a little bit. But anyway, you guys will notice that right below me and about to become right next to me is Dr. Jim Friedman, the man I just mentioned. Hi, Jim.
Hey,
how are you?
It was great to see that video. I need y'all to know that that was produced by a student at Miami University, Oxford, Ohio, in the center of the United States, a student named Ashley Black. And I think it is a beautiful piece of work. Very proud of the work that she's done.
It is like, it looks like a multi-million-dollar film there, that actually. So
it was not even multi-penny film. It was just done on student power.
Well, it's beautifully done, and I want to go back to the website at some point shortly. But before we do that, why don't you just start off by telling everybody what is World Creativity and Innovation Week and why?
Well, we like to start at the beginning. World Creativity and Innovation Day was created by Marcy Siegel. Just a small idea that she had back in 2000 or so, in order to get people to use their natural creativity, their natural idea factory, in order to come up with ways to make the world a better place, make the world a better place for everyone. And so it was really through her grassroots effort and her sharing with people and talking about it that people began to celebrate with her. And she grew it from 2001 when she had her first celebration, World Creativity and Innovation Day, all the way up until 2017, when, in connection with Ironda King, UN ambassador from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, declared World Creativity and Innovation Day an international day of observation, and got the vote of the General Council of all the ambassadors, and it became a celebration. A couple of years ago, 2019, we moved the headquarters from Canada to Ohio. And now, through the work of a lot of very dedicated college students at Miami University, we have grown the program to now having 121 countries, more than 86% of the population of the planet now celebrating, using their creativity, their innovation, to make their lives, the lives around them, and the whole world better through creativity and innovation.
Well, the statistic on the bottom of the screen, it really is shocking. How many countries are in the world? Maybe 180.
195.
195. So it's a pretty significant percentage. I assume countries like North Korea, Russia,
Yeah, North
perhaps.
Korea it has not. But if you want to turn this thing into a telethon, we can be shouting out to the world, hey, we just need 74 more countries. We're waiting. Phones are open. Operators standing by if you'd like to sign up.
Well, maybe we could get one or two to sign up in the next little while. That would be cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to show them? You want to show them on the website where to sign up?
Let's do that. So let's do that. I'm going to show you on the website quickly. Like I said, we're going to go back to that. So let me share that again. Here's the website.
And there's the register button right there in the corner.
That red register button right there.
All you got to do is hit that. The registration form comes up, and anybody within the sound of our voice can sign up right now and tell us what they're going to do to celebrate World Creativity and Innovation Week and World Creativity and Innovation Day. Very simple form to fill out, complete, and join the celebration.
And it is like another thing I'll show you on the website here, which is remarkable. If we go to the homepage, which has that beautiful video at the top, we also scroll down. We see here only 1 day and 7 hours left to go in your time zone. Now in Japan, it's like already happening, I think. Or it's very close. In South Africa, where I am, it's very close. But look at all these flags. These are all the countries, right? The 121.
Those are the 121 countries.
Even we start with Albania, which is it's really definitely far-reaching. Albania is a country that doesn't participate in a lot of big international projects. So you've got, Albania, we've got Armenia already, Azerbaijan, like some really, really reaching far. Hey, look at all the countries. Very, very impressive.
All the way down there to Yemen and Zambia.
And of course, scrolling up a bit, we've got South Africa here, which is, of course, one of my favorites. And we also have Nigeria. I know Muyiwa, who is one of the ambassadors from Nigeria, was trying to join us. Nigeria has terrible connectivity problems. So he might be hopefully making some comments in the chat for us. But I know we also have a Nigerian ambassador who is an ambassador for Turkey, who is Esther James. There she is. Esther, welcome to the broadcast. I think you are the newest ambassador, even newer than me. So I think you're the newest one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, Esther graduated from MWIWA's School for Creative Intelligence. And I believe she is a major television star in Turkey, and has created an incredible program recognizing the creativity of women in the country of Turkey. How did I do, Esther?
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Fred, and thank you so much for putting me here. I'm representing, gladly honored, representing the World Creativity and Innovation to Turkey. And I must say that this organization is going so far. It's going so far, so fast, because as of the time I joined through Mr. Muyiwa, it was just me. In fact, there was no Turkey flag on the page. And then today, looking at it, we have over like 3 to 4 different activities that will be happening this year in Turkey, which in Istanbul, we have the Istanbul Music Festival. Coming up June, we have the International Conference on Arts, Education, and Creativity, which is coming December. And currently, Izmir, which is one of the biggest cities in Turkey, and the university, based on economy university, they are also celebrating with us. And from my own side, we are also working with the advisor to the president's office by God's grace, and celebrating the women creativity and innovation, looking at what are the things that hinders the woman's creativity in her, which we have a lot. Our hormones changes a lot, which needs a serious extra creative intelligence to put on to move forward. So thank you so much, and I'm so happy for this year's celebration. Also, thank you so much for the introduction as well.
Well, and I just want to say, me as a coach, I find that about 80% of the people I work with are women. So it's not surprising to hear what you're saying. Yeah, but now we're talking about women. I want to add another woman to the stream here. That's Holly Haggerty, who is another esteemed member of the World Creativity and Innovation Week team. So Holly, welcome, and if you could just let us know something about yourself and what you're doing here.
Well, hi, thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity. I am in Florida, and so as such, I am the ambassador for world creativity for the eastern part of the United States. This is actually my third year of being involved. My first year, I was involved as a speaker and a presenter, and of course, 2 weeks before the event, everything closed down. So our live event quickly shifted to a virtual event when nobody knew how to use Zoom. And so my first presentation, I had 70 people signed up, and 50 were able to make it in. And I had all kinds of people texting me going, how does Zoom work, and help me. And so I was presenting and doing tech support at the same time. So that was an exciting time to start working with World Creativity and Innovation Week. But I will say that the net result of COVID, which was mostly negative, but the one positive thing about it was that the event did go virtual. So it allowed us to invite people from actually around the country. And so it wasn't limited to just Florida, which is where it would have been otherwise. And basically at that time, I just fell in love with the event. I fell in love with the purpose. I fell in love with the entire team, with Jim Friedman and his entire team up at Miami University in Ohio. And just and meeting everybody who's part of the World Creativity and Innovation Week family, which is really what it is, because there's people from all over the world, and they're all passionate about using creativity and innovation to solve world problems, which is really what we have to do. So since that time, I've just been doing my best as an ambassador to promote this event and network as many people who are already involved with this event with people that I'm involved with. This year, because the theme is collaboration, it was really nice because I work with a group called the International Association of Collaborative Professionals. And so they took this event up and have really been promoting it widely throughout their international network of collaborative professionals. So we've got 4 proclamations from cities and counties here in Florida. We have a number of events. One already happened in South Florida. We have another 4 coming up, and we've got media appearing, different things happening around people who are collaborative professionals. I'm gonna, if it's okay, I'd love to tell you what that means, because I think it's special for our for this event. So basically, somebody who is a collaborative professional means that they're trained in how to handle disputes in a way that makes everybody wins. So it's not a win or lose kind of a situation. And the biggest group that's involved with it right now is the family law. And considering that half of all marriages end in divorce, which means half of all children are affected by that particular very emotional conflict, it has a huge impact on our culture. So the collaborative professionals that are part of the International Association of Collaborative Professionals and the Florida Academy of Collaborative Professionals, what they do is they restructure families. So rather than creating a war between the mother and the father and unfortunately profiting as a result, what they do is they are committed to having no court involvement, and they're committed to really finding out what that family needs and keeping the family intact, even though the family is now in two homes. And this particular dispute resolution process is very trained. People can get accredited in it. And though it's used very widely in family law, it's not used at other levels as much, which would really be amazing. So one of the things that I'm doing next week is a panel with a gentleman named Javier Bacandi, who is from the Basque government, which is the only government that's using collaborative process as part of their operations, which shouldn't be that way. Every government should be collaborative. If we're living in a democracy, it just makes sense to use collaboration. But at least there's one, and so he is going to be talking about their use in the Basque country region of Spain. And so he'll be talking about the government level. Professor Friedman, who we're delighted to have, he'll be talking about collaboration in all kinds of areas, especially in education. And then we have a board member from the International Academy of Collaborative Professionals who will be talking about using it at the family level. So really, collaboration is something that we can use at every single level. And the more creative we are when we are collaborating, the better results we can get. So I'm just very grateful to be part of this World Creativity and Innovation Week family, and to meet you, Michael. And I've already been telling people about you and the work that you're doing. And I just think it's terrific.
The sharing is so much fun on this thing. I'm trying to actually share the screen again. And I wanted to show your, there we go. The get to know us part of the thing, because there's Holly there.
I have makeup on.
With makeup on, the American flag.
I have makeup on.
Yeah,
and this is what we were talking about with the newest Turkish flag there with Esther. There I am on the left. So this is a really fun website because there's so much going on it. There's so many things happening on the website. So yeah, I think let's go back to Jim. I'd just like to hear, Jim, like, what is the vision? Because I know you want every country in the world to be part of this. That's one.
Yeah.
But I think secondly, what I'm also aware of is that you have a bigger vision than World Creativity. It's confusing enough that there's day and week. Now you want more than that. Is that correct?
Yeah. I just want to correct you to say that we don't care what happens as long as every man, woman, and child on the planet celebrate with us. I do want to say, and I hate to hijack your show, but it's so nice to know that Jackie Dozier, Camille Thomas, and Obalaji are all joining us here today. That they're it's wonderful to see our friends from across the United States and over in Africa watching your Innovativity broadcast today. The vision of
Jackie has a point to make. Kenya is on the list.
Well, yep. Jackie is she's great. She's great, and she is doing some wonderful things. Yeah, good to see you, Jackie. So what we are thinking of doing, and this is kind of getting a little past where we should be, but I think in the beginning, Marcy's vision was to celebrate one day a year. And I think as time went on, I think she got excited about celebrating for the week. And now we're going to take her vision and celebrate all year round. Is that if we have met so many wonderful people, so many creative people. If I can brag about some of the people that we've connected with, the BIC Foundation, BIC Pens, the foundation, is celebrating World Creativity and Innovation Week with the World Ideas competition in 72 countries. There's a company in California, Innovation Minds, who is giving, because of World Creativity and Innovation Day, is awarding $1 million in $20,000, $50,000 grants. Oh, I need to speak slower so that you can catch up with me. So there's the Ideas World Cup from the BIC Foundation. Innovation Minds, $1 million is just spectacular. And we are finding that people all over the world are thinking of ways to make the world, their world, and our world better through creativity and innovation, through collaboration. The work that Holly and her collaborative professionals group is doing could be a major game changer in the way we talk to each other, in the way we connect with each other, in the way we go about our entire world. And then we have all of these ambassadors like Camille and Jackie and Omoblaji and Esther, and even you, Michael. Everybody going around and sharing how important it is to think differently, to see different ways, to find other opportunities and ways that we can connect and make things happen. It really is wonderful. Yeah.
We also have Armstrong in the studio. Is he one of the ambassadors as well?
I'm sorry, who?
Armstrong? He unfortunately has his camera on. So Armstrong, if you can put your camera on, maybe we could have you join us. I want to introduce you to someone in South Africa who's very important in the world of creativity, named Sarah de Jager. She's a doctor like you, and she's published a book last year on creativity. She has been working this field for a long time, and I want us to talk a little bit about collaboration. The theme this year being collaboration, for the celebrations. I want to let you two, as the people with doctorates, maybe just have a little bit of a chat about collaboration and what that means in creativity.
I'm interested, Dr. de Jager. Good to connect. Tell me about your book.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Michael. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Apologies for the darkness that surrounds me. In South Africa, we have load shedding challenges. And then what subsequently happens is that if they then stop or end the load shedding, there are power surges, and it just damages quite a lot of the power stations in and surround some of the suburbs. So you might hear the drone and the humming of quite a lot of generators in the background, and this is the best that I could do coming up with the light situation. We're getting very creative and innovative here in South Africa to manage the load shedding and the power outages. So having said that, Jim, nice to finally meet you. I think we have connected via email a couple of times last year and prior to lockdown. And then I took some time off to write the book. And the book, you asked me about the book. The book is Creative Intelligence at Play, Shaping Your Future in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And why I wrote the book is because creativity on its own is not enough. People think it is sufficient to have a couple of creativity techniques and to sit through a workshop, and then they go back to the workplace and nothing happens, or they try and apply it and they then hit a brick wall, and then people blame creativity or creativity training on the lack of results, but they don't look at the bigger picture. So my PhD research was sort of the development of creative and innovative thinking and problem-solving skills in, wait for this, financial services organizations, because they have in South Africa about 134 regulatory and statutory requirements before a product may be introduced to the end user. Mm-hmm. So if I could find a way to make creativity happen against that context, then the transferability thereof would prove to be well versed and then well accepted, and actually be able to apply it much easier. So I've designed and developed the III creativity and innovation model, which actually, the techniques, the frameworks, the tools, and the methodologies with regards to creativity is only the point of departure for actually applying creativity in the workplace, especially in an organizational context. So what I then did is I shifted my focus to the determinants required on an individual as well as on an organizational level in organizations to remove blockers, to enable the application of the creative idea, as well as then to produce tangible results and return on investment. Because it was extremely important for me to show that creativity needs to be measured, or innovation, and then that big debate, creativity and innovation, the same or different. Are they the same? Are they different? The point of departure is an organization must define creativity, must define innovation, and then decide how to measure it. Are they the same? Are they the different? And then start from there. So then, having done that for a couple of years, I realized that there was a shift, and that was Bruce Nussbaum that actually at one of Stanford's, and I think you're familiar with that, at one of the Stanford conference, and say, but okay, if creativity is not enough on its own, if innovation do not yield the required results, and design thinking was not the silver bullet, what do we look at? And then I started to think about design intelligence. And then I took the big leap and I said, okay, let's focus on creative intelligence. And I was brave enough to pose a couple of definitions, because if I don't find definitions that work, I create my own one and then try and create enough buzz around it for people to start using it and to buy into it. So I'm lucky to say, and I'm very fortunate to say tonight, that the people are starting to use some of my concepts and some of my definitions. And my book has been distributed to quite a couple of organizations. And it's I was 7th on the best-selling list for the book in South Africa, and that's quite a feat for a business book. Michael, your little promotional video helped quite a lot. I distributed it. Michael was so kind, because I did all of this on a shoestring budget, and he was so kind to make a little promotional video of the book, which caused quite a stir and quite some social media feedback.
I like to cause stirs, as you know, Jim. The thing I want to, I put on my glasses now so I can try to keep up with the intelligent level of the conversation, because
I see.
As I said,
that's all it takes, huh?
So Jim, you might have to put glasses on eventually just to do that. But I wanted to shift the conversation, we could, from Sherilyn, from your specific work to that question of the theme for this year being collaboration. And I think what I'll do is also, I don't even know what's going on with Esther, but she's still here. Let me bring Esther in as well, just to give me a sense of a less, she doesn't have a doctorate either, so I feel balanced. Let's talk about collaboration. Why is collaboration the theme this year, Jim? And then let's talk about what it means in creativity. Before we get into it, I just want to point out that normally the live stream would end now. It is half an hour in, but this is a special live stream today because of the launch of World Creativity and Innovation Week and the kickoff. So today we will be going for a full hour. And I was worried we wouldn't have enough content, but so many people have showed up. This is fantastic. If you're in The audience watching us on LinkedIn, if you really want to be in the studio, there is a link on the LinkedIn comments. You can join the studio, and if we decide, we'll let you in to join us on screen. If you want to just be on LinkedIn or on YouTube or on Facebook, we're streaming to all of them. Please do comment. Do feel free to ask questions, make comments. We will put your comments up on the screen. And I just want to point out finally that if you want to register for reminders of the weekly Innativity broadcasts, you can do it at that link, which is very simple, bit.ly/Innativity live. If you want to go to YouTube and watch old versions of the Innativity streams, this is my little, sorry, Jim, this is my little commercial break. You can do it at youtube.com/c/Innativity TV. And you can watch all kinds of great talks on there, not as great as today, but almost, from various people around the world talking mostly about how to use creativity or various techniques to speak up and say what needs to be said in life. That has been the theme for the past couple months. So we are now I'm going to go on mute for a second because my dogs are barking. But meanwhile, Jim, I'm going to put you front and center for a second. Just tell us why it is that we are dealing with the theme of collaboration, and then we'll have a little panel discussion as to what to do about that and how we can collaborate, because that should be in the panel.
Yeah, I'm going to move back even just a little bit further to something Charlene said. You're coming up with new definitions of creativity is so wonderful. I think that's great. It was 1959, in the early days of people researching creativity, that Mel Rhodes was trying to come up with the single definition of creativity. And he looked through all research, and he talked to research scientists, and what he found, the result of his search was that he could not come up with the definition of creativity. What he did find is that all definitions of creativity fall into one of four categories, which is how we get the creative person, the creative product, the creative process, and the creative press, which is environment and culture. So I think it's wonderful, Charlene, that you went there with your creative intelligence book. Where I've gone with my research and with my work is within the mindsets of creativity. And I find that children are so creative. The whole mindset of play, the whole mindset of divergence, how comfortable they are making mistakes, learning and growing from their mistakes is really what makes them so creative. And that's taught out of us as we grow up. And so one of the mindsets that people get at a very young age and is taught out of us is the mindset of collaboration. The fact that we can connect, and part of it has to do with do your own work. We want to see what you know, not what somebody else knows. And it's really important through all of us that we have people to bounce our thoughts off of, to get perspective from, to find out what's going on, give us eyes that see things differently. That's why collaboration is so important. And to work together gives us different perspectives. Unfortunately, too many people want to collaborate with people who think like them. And what we know in the creative world is that great minds do not always think alike. And that's one of the fun parts of creativity, is different perspectives, is different options. It is the smart person who knows how much they don't know and how exciting it is to learn and discover out there. So that's why in this year, we've decided to feature collaboration. it's also a time when we think it's important to bring the world together. The world seems to be fractioned, seems to be pulled apart in all kinds of different ways. And so I think it's really great that we're all pulling things together in ways that we can collaborate.
As you said the word fraction, Jim, I just thought I'd fractionalize the screen with a lot of
see that. And I see that Yusef has multiple glasses on, so I defer to him.
So let me just let's take a quick introduction here. We've got Armstrong, who I assume is in Nigeria. Is that correct, Armstrong?
Yes, from Nigeria. Though I'm based in Ghana, but currently I'm in Nigeria.
Okay, well, let's just say you're in Ghana because that's more fun. And Esther is actually in Turkey, but she's Nigerian. So we are now dominated by Nigerians. And Yusuf is actually from North Africa as well, but he is not in Africa at all. He's very close to you, Jim. So let's just Yusuf, if you could introduce yourself in like 15 seconds, and then let's have a little quick discussion around collaboration and what it means.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Michael. And yes, Jim, I'm close to you. I'm in Ottawa, actually, in Ontario, Canada. And I'm just so happy to hear that you are talking about creativity and collaboration, because it's just like creativity by one will not go far, but we need more to share the creativity. And I think that last time I talked with Michael, we were saying that creativity is contagious, and it is really contagious, and that's why we need more collaboration. And I really think that for me, I changed careers. I lived in different countries, and I always thought of creativity and innovation as the driver for excellence. By excellence, I mean it's really doing the common things in an uncommon way. Yeah, thank you. That was more than 15 seconds, but I got your back, Jim. I put the glasses since I see you didn't have one, so I put one for you.
Jim's getting his. Jim's getting his. You guys are, yeah. Jim's
there you go. There you go.
But Armstrong's in trouble because he doesn't have glasses, and Esther we'll let her get away with it. She's apparently a movie star. So, Charlene, let's hear from you briefly on collaboration. I know that you and I have collaborated, and you love to work with a lot of people. What you guys don't know about Dr. Dieger is not only is she a professor, but she's also a cabaret performer. And in her cabaret performing, she uses obviously many different collaborators. So let's hear briefly, Dr. Dieger, from you about the nature of creative collaboration and why it's important and how you manage to achieve it.
Yes, thank you, Michael. And that was now an unexpected twist that this conversation has turned. So I have a company called Corporate Cabaret, and I've registered the trademark Corporate Cabaret. It took me quite some time to do that because I tried to collaborate or establish a bridge that collaborates between the world of business and the world of art and science. Then what I do is I take the story, the corporate story, and then in very creative and innovative ways, I use music and theatre to actually tell the story, whether it's the launch of a new merger and acquisition, whether it is a new software change that's being implemented. But it's got a couple of challenges, whereas the artists afterwards can't field the questions. Obviously, they will perform, and then your SMEs, your subject matter experts, or your business business experts will then be in the room to field the questions. The first time I did it, I made the mistake of not having the intellectual backup there and the know-how there to field the questions, because the artist performed and then the people who watched the show, the employees who then had to be informed with regards to this, started to ask the artist the questions, and they couldn't do that. So now, at least before I brief the artists, I tell them that ESS is employee self-service, or MDT is manager's desktop, because this one artist said to me, you know what, Shirlene, I've like sang the song now for a month. And only now when they ask me what is employee self-service, do I realize I don't know that. So prior to that, I briefed them more properly. And collaboration between the arts of art and music and where music is actually a universal language. So when you use funky tunes, it immediately grasps the audience's attention, and you can actually tell the story. And then what I also do is I challenge the audience to come up with either karaoke or write a song, and I divide them in groups, and I have musicians and artists there helping each of these groups. And I even had CEOs humming or actually just clapping with their fingers or tapping their feet, because they say they're not creative. And Jim, here you can actually support me, because a lot of people still view creativity as being the exclusive domain of artists and performers and writers. And once they realize that creativity is so much broader than that, then they actually start to say, but wait a minute, I can also be creative. Well, I'm actually very creative as a manager or a CEO, as a leader. I just didn't realize solving problems, for instance, is a different form of creativity. So that is the fun of it. It's usually a very big challenge when I get to very conservative organizations and people say, this will never work, this will never fly. And then when I get to have the people sing ABBA, because it's also, I use generational music. I had the younger people rapping, and then sort of your baby boomers, even Elvis at some stage contributed to telling the corporate story. So collaboration is extremely important. There are fabulous ways to do so, and I just love doing what I do.
That's great. Yes, we split creativity into two different sections. Expressive creativity, which is art making. I can sing, I can dance, I can draw, I can paint, I can take pictures, those kinds of things. But also inventive creativity, and that's creativity of thought. That's I can find a second right answer in order to do things. The other thing is, and research bears this out, is there are 4 different levels of creativity. And a lot of people say, I'm not creative because I'm not like Einstein, because I'm not like Steve Jobs, because I'm not like Nelson Mandela. So if I'm not there, then I'm not creative. But how many of you have written an email? Because writing an email is a creative act. Actually, opening up the refrigerator and making a decision about what you want to eat for a meal is a creative act. We are creative in most everything we do. We just aren't intentionally creative. We just turn our minds over to habit. But if we were more intentional and we look for second right answers, we would double our creativity.
Jim, what are the 4 levels that you're referring to for people that aren't aware of them?
The top level, which is known as eminent creativity, called Big C creativity. Big C creativity is this going to be in your book next year, Michael?
It's already there, I think.
I think it is. I think this is where I read it. Big C creativity is creativity that's Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, those kinds of people. Mini C creativity, often from time to time referred to as a state fair creativity, paint by numbers creativity, following a recipe creativity, because those are novel and useful acts to us as people. So big C, and then mini C, and then little c Little c creativity is writing an email, writing a paper, those sorts of things. But the really important one, the second one down, the one that we can all aspire to and the one we can all work to, is pro c, is creativity within our lives, within our work, to make everything a creative act. There you go.
Screenshot time, everybody. Screenshot. Get this. 4 different C's. All creativity begins with a C. Jim, what's the difference between creativity and innovation, in your opinion?
Oh, I've got a great answer for that, and thank you for asking. I ascribe to the innovation engine, which begins with the imagination. So step number 1 is imagination. We have to first be able to imagine something. Applied innovation, or applied imagination is creativity. Creativity is about the thought. Creativity is thinking of different ways to alter your imagination, different ideas, different options, different possibilities. Creativity is the thought. Applied creativity is innovation. That's action. Action is important. So creativity is thinking. Innovation is doing. And then the next step is entrepreneurship. That's taking what you've thought of and what you've made and now making it public, sending it out and sharing it with the world. So it's a 4-step process. Imagination, then creativity, then innovation, then entrepreneurship.
Fantastic, Jim. Thank you for that. I want to call attention to a couple of the comments on collaboration. Holly, who was with us earlier, says this, which is there's a multi-part statement. She thinks it's important to communicate the purpose of collaboration because it's a critical tool, but it's not easy. The incentives are often upside down, cause people to dig into positions rather than work together, which of course is not collaboration at all. That's competition. So, Holly's flagging one of the challenges to collaboration. Camille points out that we've been led to believe that collaboration will make us lose our individuality, which is an interesting one as well, because I think as a filmmaker myself, historically, there is no such thing as a filmmaker without collaboration. As much as a business of any kind needs collaboration, I think a film is one of the most collaborative things in the world that exists. Sorry, who said that? Let me bring you forth. Or was that a stray noise in the background? Okay. So, what are your thoughts on those comments? Who would like to say anything about those comments about the difficult collaboration? Yeah, go ahead, Esther.
Yeah, I would love to add on the collaboration aspect. For me, I think this topic, collaboration, it goes a very wide in terms of creativity. Just as from the comments, they said collaboration might make us lose our value or something like that. And you made a point that in filming, without collaborating, without working with other people, you will not be able to bring out a particular result. Me being in the media, I could really sit down and say, before you could see a program on TV or even a documentary, you must take in other people's idea to come together. Even if you have all the idea, you will not be able to bring out a particular production out, because this person is specialized in camera work, this person is doing that. And this applies in collaboration, which for me, as an ambassador, and also the knowledge I have in creativity for this celebration, I look into 3 different aspects, which is family, collaboration. It mustn't be with organization. It could be with family in terms of children, parenting, and spouses. if you do not put yourself in the position of your husband, in the position of a man, you will not be able to understand when he behaves like this. And the same thing goes to the men as well. And collaboration in terms of children, as a mother, creativity, we see it before I became a creative intelligent coach. I see a lot of things that my son does. It's like I usually say, hey, stop that, stop that. But now I'm curious to see what he does, you know. So in collaboration, I see this, yes, collaborating, we have to go into organization that deals with family issues. We have to go into organizations that are into education, in a situation whereby in the future every university should have a particular course that focuses on creativity. In my aspect, in my thoughts, looking at this vision, in the future, we should be able to have a day whereby everybody comes together in a place to collaborate, to celebrate this wonderful platform, or will I say a preaching that we're preaching to the world, to have different thinking about creativity, that it isn't just about the art. Because this is what mostly people think when I say, do you know about creativity, the word creativity and innovation? Like, are you drawing? I'm like, no, it's not always about the drawing thing, or because I'm talking about creativity in a women organization makes me a feminist. No, that doesn't make me a feminist. So for this collaboration, I think it brings people, the more you come together to collaborate and you fight, you have differences, you see the challenges that other people are feeling like you're taking over their own position, that brings out the creativeness in us. Because creativity becomes powerful when there is a problem. And because different cultures, different beliefs, different environments, and all that comes together, more than two people, there will be a conflict, and that brings a problem where we need the solution. And then it gives creative intelligence a power. So that's my own opinion. I think collaboration is a perfect way of bringing people together to have misunderstanding, just to bring a solution out for it.
It sounds like it's time for the prayers in Turkey.
Yes.
Which is lovely. So, guys, we're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start wrapping up. So, Esther,
May I say something?
Yeah, you're the next person I was going to bring up. We've got, guys, I want to ask everybody just in 1 minute to say goodbye. So 1 minute, please, Armstrong.
Okay,
yeah?
Okay. Just to add to the issue of collaboration and creativity, I think when it comes to providing solutions in terms of being creative, you need other people to be involved, especially a diverse group of people. And the fear of losing your own position in collaborating with people is usually when you think you have all the answers. But when we decide we don't have all the answers, other people can also provide the answers. With that kind of mindset, you will be able to accommodate people, and that would make creativity flourish in that kind of atmosphere, especially when we don't see ourselves as having all the answers to the problem, to the solutions. So I hope I'm not taking more than a minute.
No, you did great. That was fantastic. Thank you, Armstrong. Dr. DeJager, you want to say a last word on collaboration before we sign off? We're going to just close up with Jim now.
Okay, my view with regards to collaboration is it just helps all of us to view things from different perspectives. And if you collaborate, the collective is always more powerful than the individual. It doesn't matter what the context, whether it's family-wise, organizational-wise, or worldwide, Jim. It's coming together, it's just stronger.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Yusuf, let me give you one last word as well, just real quick. Yusuf, by the way, is I'm gonna seg from Yusuf into a pitch for myself before we wrap, Jim. So Sherilyn, thank you. Esther, thank you. Armstrong, thank you. You guys have been fantastic, and we want to keep seeing you back here on this show, but also hear about what you're doing. So please, in the chat, also type like what you're doing this week that you might want people to know about, right? That's an important thing as well. And anybody who's watching right now, type in the chat for them what you'd like people to know about. So go ahead, Yusuf.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. Well, first, I would like just to say to the valuable comment of Jackie that it's challenging to really make new learners step outside of the box, and that's why I said collaboration and creativity together can help to widen the box and make these learners still do the creativity within their challenges. But what I wanted to say regarding the collaboration and what Esther was saying before is that I really think that stimulating a collective, creative, and innovative environment is the only way for our societies to thrive. I get frustrated when I hear that history is repeating itself like if it's normal. But of course, it will keep repeating itself if we keep doing exactly the same thing in the same way we did it for 100 years. So, here I see the value of creativity merged with collaboration. It's really beyond the individual actions, and it goes more above that to our for the future of our societies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yusuf. So, Jim, I'm going to bring you up now, but Holly made a great comment. She liked what you and Esther said about the importance of bringing people together. It speaks really to what Yusuf just said. And also just wanted to point out that, where'd it go? I can't find the other comment. There. Jackie said, real simple thing, reduce one person knowing everything, right? Get many different minds, obviously very important. So, Jim, before I want you to basically close this thing, and I'd like to go back to a couple of those things you mentioned as well about the Innovation Minds thing and other things you might want to promote for the week. Before we do, I want to just invite everybody who's here to join in my World Creativity Day celebration, which is on the actual day. I'm going to take advantage of being the host of the show to just punt that quickly, and I will add in the chat the link for that. But the actual event is going to be, it's called a masterclass for coaches, but it's not really just for coaches. It's actually for anybody who is a thinker of any kind who wants to create an impact in the world. And here it is on LinkedIn, just to show you it real quick. Share screen. Oh, no, that's the wrong one again. Hold on. There it is. So just to share that with you real quick, I really would love it if everybody here is able to come. And just I'll put the registration details into the chat in a second. But the actual event is coming up on your screen any moment, I'm sure. Is designed for coaches, but also anybody who wants to create an impact as a speaker, teacher, of any kind, writer, and so forth. And this is the ad for it on LinkedIn. I'm just going to show it there. I will put into the chat the way to get to it. Jim, we've got like 3 minutes left. So please take us out with a couple of comments on those other projects that are available that you want to promote, and anything else you'd like to say to close.
I will begin my final comments with something that Jackie Dozier said 15 minutes ago. She talked about collaboration, creativity, and innovation, freeing people from the fear of making mistakes. And what creative confidence brings you really, truly is empowerment. That's what we're going for, is to empower you to think freely, to express yourself without fear. Freedom to make some mistakes and try again, which is what creativity really is. World Creativity Innovation Day and World Creativity Innovation Week 2022 is about collaboration, and we are thrilled to be collaborating with Innovation Minds, the $50,000 grants that's being given to people who want to expand and express their creativity and innovation. It's about the World Cup, brought to you by BIC. It's about the collaboration with the group out of Florida, the Collaborative Professionals. There are a whole bunch of people all over the world, and you can find them all on our website, WCIW.org. All the flags are your ticket to join creativity all over the planet. Michael, thank you for having me, and thank you everybody else for joining in.
Thank you, Jim. There's the WCIW.org for everybody. There's the website on Jim's right. And I think let's play out and play into World Creativity Week with one more time of watching this beautiful video. And thank you, everybody, for being part of this. That's it. World Creativity. Oh, it's playing again. I'm just going to let it play one more time and play out as we go. One more time, thank you to Jim. Thank you to Sherilyn, Esther, Yusuf, Armstrong, and everybody who's been a part of this conversation. Holly. Let's play it out one more time as we take it home. Thank you, everybody.